Hello Warriors! In today's video we are going to talk about our ranking of the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship contenders to see who we really think is going to end up on the first place and on the other half who is going to end up last. If you are interested in this subject, keep watching. To get you a full story, maybe you'll be wondering why the hell am I wearing a SORUDO t-shirt with Ultimate Self-Defense Championship logo in the exact same t-shirt? Well, long story short, we went to Lithuania, we participated in the seminar retreat with all the contenders from the show. We trained with them and then we contacted Rokas that if it would be possible to film some videos or even participate in the model situations that they went through in the show that you are currently watching. It all happened, we made it, we filmed it, and now you could be anticipating a beautiful 4-episode or maybe more, maybe less of a full season of Ultimate Self-Defense Championship with SORUDO participants. So if you are interested in how our instructors, and me, myself and a boss included, went through those situations, if they survived or not, well, definitely keep tuned because it's going to be coming out very soon. To give you even more context, we already filmed this video a couple months ago when we just finished the seminar retreat, but of course our mind about the whole ranking changed a little bit. Back then we didn't know that Adrian is going to be part of the whole experience. We had no idea what the model situations are going to be, if they're going to be more fighting based, tactic based. So we made our decisions or our predictions, I would say, mostly because of our first experience and our first introduction to the instructors. We knew some of them were completely new to us. So just to tell you how we ranked it before a couple of seasons came out and before we ourselves went through the model situations, we did the ranking as follows. We put on the last place Josh Beam from BJJ because solely we thought that the BJJ will not be enough for all of the other, things like weapons, things like striking, tactics. So we didn't really think that BJJ is going to be holding up to the standards of the whole competition. On place number 6, we put Shane from Krav Maga, from Nomad Krav Maga to be exact, because we knew he had an injury. So he did a beautiful disarm in one of the videos from the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship. He's actually going very tactically about the situations, which is very good to see, but we knew that he would get injured. We just didn't know how early in the show, so that's definitely going to handicap him when it comes to getting some more points. So I think that's why even the guys who are under him in the ranking will be able to overtake him solely because he will not be able to take any more or get any more points. On the 5th place we put Gabriel Varga, solely because just the kickboxing, like BJJ, doesn't have the experience with the weapons. He's very, very good kickboxer, but in the scenarios that we thought are going to be in there, and even after participating in them, we don't think that Gabriel is going to be in the top 3 or 4. Number 4 is going to be ex-Special Forces Randy. We definitely think Randy has a good shot at reaching the top 4. That's what we at least thought before. The only thing that we kind of had in our mind was he's pretty small, so physicality is always going to play a big part in self-defense. But of course he has experience with weapons, with shooting, with knives, so we thought, okay, let's put him at the spot number 4 just because of all of this. Number 3, we put Sensei Seth. Again, physicality is going to be on his side. He already went through season 1, so he has some experience with the model situations, with how the whole show works and what he needs to do and what he doesn't need to do. So we thought that, okay, all this experience is going to definitely land him in the top 3 spot. Number 2, we put Nathan Levy. I think it's self-explanatory. Very good fighter, professional fighter, so he's used to the stress, filming, so he definitely has very, very many experiences with things like that, so we are okay, he's definitely going to either win this or going to end up in the 2nd spot. And just because we didn't put him in the 2nd or in the 1st spot per se back then was because we put Villas in number 1 spot. It was mostly because, like we said, Kudo for us was a completely different experience. We didn't even know it existed before. So when we saw him, just being like this crazy dog, just knee, headbutt, smash, So we're like, okay, like if he's able to do this in the competition, this can actually win him many model situations, especially with the knife, where none of them are training for knives mostly. So that aggression can be what will catch up with that, because you want to be aggressive in self-defense. So this was our thought before we went through the model situations and before we took a deeper dive into their performances so far, because around half of the season now is out. Of course, we didn't rank Adrian solely because we didn't know he will be in the competition. He wasn't in the Lithuania as well, so we had no idea. So you may be asking, so how are our thoughts changing as we go through the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship? Well, like I've said, the biggest ones are going to be that we are already in the middle of the season, so we can kind of see how the rankings are going and what the model situations are going to be. Of course, we don't know every single one of them. Even us as a SORUDO crew, we went through around 4 stages, so we went like 4 locations. I don't want to spoil much, of course. You want to see this on our YouTube channel, which is going to be coming out soon. So I don't want to spoil much, but we didn't do all of them because they had more days on it than us. We needed to do it in a 2-day period, so it was pretty quick. We had 8 defenders, so many things that we need to consider of, okay, we want to do this or not. This is going to be harder to do, easier to do when it comes to time organization. So that's why we weren't able to do all of them. So we don't know the full context, but I believe from what we saw, this is our definitive ranking of Ultimate Self-Defense Championship contenders. Spot number 8, so we have 8 participants, and on the last spot we think are going to be putting Gabriel Varga. Again, very good kickboxer, talented fighter, but we can see that all of that kickboxing just doesn't translate that well into self-defense world. So he doesn't know really how to deal with the weapons. The fight is short, usually the simulations are about 20 seconds. He's used to longer fights where he can read his opponent, and just this is not happening in the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship. So I think he's going to struggle with that even later. And of course, when it hits the ground, he's not training ground game. So there's going to be a big part of, in the model situations, how good you are doesn't matter almost, because when it comes to going to the ground, you will fall to the ground. Either you take him down, he takes you down, or you slip, which is the most often. So that's why we think he's going to end up in the last spot. He isn't doing great so far in the competition, although we have to say when it comes to instructors who were in the Lithuania, we definitely did enjoy him very much. He had a good training and he was very good at making the exercises like follow each other. So it was very, very good training. But in the sense of the competition, I think we have to put him in the 8th spot. Number 7 is going to be Shane from Krav Maga. We still stand on what we said, it's the injury. Okay, so he's very good on the leaderboard now, but of course there's about 3 to 4, I think, more episodes coming up, where he will receive 0 points because he's injured. So there's no way of him actually climbing up the rankings anymore. So maybe he joins later where there's going to be some more tactical ones, but I think he's completely out of the competition. So that's why we think that he's going to end up in the 7th spot, which, by the way, like not finishing last and not being able to finish the competition and being in the middle is of course good and beautiful disarm in one of the model situations. Number 6, we are putting Josh Beam from BJJ. Like I said, physicality always plays a size, and he is one of the smaller guys in the competition, skilled on the ground. But you introduce weapons, you introduce multiple attackers, and that's where the BJJ just will not be able to, compare with the other styles. It's just not going to happen probably. And the decision making as well, like the guys storm into your opponent, so you just head first run into them. There's a couple of not the best tactical solutions as well. But of course, you could be like, oh, what would you do? Well, you will see that on our YouTube channel. You will see. So. I'm not saying every one of us made the best decisions always, but we didn't run head first into the attacker, into 4 attackers. But that's what we think is going to happen. We think he's going to end up somewhere around the 6th spot. I think that's fair. Number 5, Villas. We actually had a thought that if the attackers are actually going to be Villas like students, that they're going to go softer on him, not because they want to, but still, if it's your instructor or your trainer, he's better than you, he's more skilled, he's longer in this game, he probably beat you up many times in the sparring, so they will go soft on them or on him. And that's not what happens. What we heard from Rokas actually is that they said, like, we're not going to go soft and we want to kill him. Like, okay, and we can see that in the competition as well. They don't give a single fuck. They just want to beat him. So that's actually awesome. That's awesome that they looked at that competition and thought, okay, we're going to destroy him. So that's actually amazing. We are very glad that it turned out this way because it's very entertaining to watch. But I think from number 1 spot we are going to put him to number 5 solely because of the performances so far, and we can see that although he's good in the fighting, let's say hand to hand, that's where he excels. But the problem there is, like I said, the weapons, the physicality, it all will play a part, and he's now mostly just swinging for the fences. So I think he's going to end up, or we think he's going to end up on the 5th spot. Randy, ex-Special Forces. Randy is going to end up on 4th position, I think, which, by the way, for a person his size, because he's not the biggest guy, he says he's the smallest guy in the world in one of the videos, he's doing very well. He did a beautiful disarm and buzzed the guy with the gun, the that was a nice to look at. But very cool guy, and he definitely has some skills. So I think he'll be able to, you know, do in many situations very well coming up. So he's now somewhere, I believe, in the middle of the bracket in the real Ultimate Self-Defense Championship videos. So I think this is probably where he's going to stay in the 4th spot. I think just the guys that are going to come before him have the physicality and have a bit more maybe in-cage fighting experience or something like that, although I know he did some MMA fights as well. I just think 4th position, which by the way with his physicality is a very good result. You know, cool guy. We would love to later maybe do some videos or train with him as well. So if Randy would be open to that, we are open to that as well. It would be awesome. But I think 4th spot is where he's going to be, so he's going to be outside of the top 3 just a little. Number 3 spot is probably going to be Adrian, rugby player or former rugby player. He has some experiences with model situations already, so it's not completely new for him. Plus, he hasn't been doing that bad either. So he's now probably around 1, 2 to 3 spots, so I don't think he's going to be dropping below that. And because of his experience with at least weapons, and he was an attacker in one of the seasons, that kind of gives you a better insight of, okay, this is how the situations look, this is what they are doing and it's failing, this is what they are doing and it's succeeding. So just with all of this, he definitely has a very good shot at cracking top 3, and we think he's going to finish in the top 3 spot. So who's going to be number 2 and who's going to be number 1? Number 2 position, I think, or we think, is going to take Sensei Set. Physicality, experience with one of the seasons. He's been doing sumo, so I believe he's going to be a bit more, you know, like get into it, being more aggressive, which is what you want in self-defense. They will land him on the second spot. It's going to be very tight between him and the 1st place, but if we were to really guess, I think Sensei Set could crack the top 2, and with all the experiences he has with model situations and training so many systems, or at least trying them, he kind of has now the understanding how the model situations look and will look, and has time to prepare for that. So number 2 spot, sumo, Sensei Set, that's our prediction. Number 1 spot is going to be Nathan Levy. We think Nathan could get it done and defend his championship from the last season and be champion again. It's very close. The top 3, I think anyone can win it. So it's just a matter of time when we'll see. But this is our official prediction. Former UFC fighter will defend his championship yet again and prevail in the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship. So tell us your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win? Of course, there's honorable mention. There's Master Ken, but he's not really in the leaderboard because he would be able to kill every single attacker very quickly. He even proved that our system just doesn't work. So thanks for that, Master Ken. And yeah, so we can't really rate Master Ken. It's like if you will be rating a god versus a normal human being, that's undoable. So we are not going to be doing that. At least he shows always how to do it in the show. So that's always good that we know what we are doing wrong. Tell us in the comments who you think is going to be the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship champion. Tell us your thoughts. Do you think we are right? Do you think we are incorrect? And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, to see how we as SORUDO participants went through the exact same model situations without knowing what they are going to be, because we filmed it before even episode 1 came out. So yeah, definitely you have a lot to look for. Thanks for watching it again, and I'm hoping to see you in the next episode or in the next video that we will do. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.